Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for your daily tarot predictions for what day? Wednesday, August the 15th. We are going to start with Aries as usual. So, Aries, what card do you guys have coming up? Beautiful. You guys have the Empress card. The Empress card is just telling me that you're going to be really good at creating. You may be working on some kind of creative project. You may be manifesting some new project. You may be drawing in those things that are beautiful and wonderful, or even creating those things that you find beautiful or wonderful, Aries. Hello there, Diane Lena and Carrie Gackiger. Hey, hey, glad you're back. Tammy Bambi, hello, hello. Glad to see you back here as well. Taurus is up next for Son of Arrows. This just tells me that you are going to be learning something new on August the 15th. You may be learning something from a mentor, a leader. You may be an orientation for work. You may be doing some research on the internet and find some new information. Probably not coming to you that way, though. I do have a different card for researching. But this is probably more of a situation where somebody is teaching you something new. Thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. I do appreciate it. Saritha Parson, hey, hey. Glad to see you back. All right, let's look at Gemini for Wednesday, August the 15th. Gemini. Gemini, I feel like somebody's going to be trying to provoke you into some kind of reaction on Wednesday. It's very important to pay attention to what people's motivations are when they're talking to you or when they're interacting with you on Wednesday. Try to make sure that you don't just fall into their little manipulative trap by being provoked. Let's see what your card has to say. Okay, Geminis, you do have the Chariot card. This does tell me that also on Wednesday you will be reaching some kind of goal or manifestation that you've been targeting. So this is a very specific type of goal or manifestation. This is one that not only includes your own self-discipline and self-will to accomplish, but also the help or at least the encouragement of other people as well, Gemini. Okay. Cancer. Right? Now, I don't know if that victory that you accomplish is the same as not being provoked. I kind of sense that those are probably two separate things, Diane, and all the rest of you Geminis. Willie Dogs Mama, hey, hey. How you doing, my dear? Cancers, let's take a peek at you guys for Wednesday, August the 15th. La-di-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, Cancers, you guys have the Knight of Swords showing up in reverse. This really is my person that goes off half-cocked. He only has half of the information that he needs, and he's taking dramatic, swift, impactful action that later on he's going to regret because he didn't have all the information. Cancers, be alert, be alert, be alert. Before you make a snap decision, make sure that you've got all the information that you've asked, all the questions that you need all the answers to. Don't assume anything before you take dramatic, swift action. Otherwise, you may end up regretting it on the 15th, Cancers. I am fantastic, my dear. How are you? Okay, so Leos, you guys are up next. Happy birthday, Leos. We're still in your sun sign. If you guys would like to schedule a live reading with me, I do offer a 25% discount as my way of saying happy birthday to you if you schedule this during your sun sign. That means you can schedule a live reading anytime between now and the 22nd of this month. All right. Pause, breathe, exhale. Exactly. Looks like Geminis and Cancers both can use the advice. Pause, breathe, exhale. Glad you're doing good. Okay, let's see about Leo's card for Wednesday, the 15th of August. All right, Leo, you guys have the Eight of Cups showing up here in reverse. Eight of Cups in reverse tells me that there was a situation which was making you feel depleted, which you had walked away from. And on Wednesday, you find yourself walking back into that situation. I hope you have some kind of reason to believe things will be different this time and it won't deplete you. But whether you have that belief or not, good luck. I see a lot of people walk back into a situation that depleted them without really expecting much change or improvement. I always think that's kind of sad. I don't know why we do that. And I've done that myself, so I'm definitely not being judgmental. If I could figure out why I did that, I would be thinking about being a life coach is what I would be. All right, let's look at Virgos for Wednesday the 15th. Virgo. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Okay, Virgos. All right, the card that comes up for you guys is the Pole Star in reverse. This tells me that there's going to be some kind of situation that comes up on the 15th that, like, logically it's going to seem right, but there's going to be something about it that just doesn't feel right. Whatever this is, it's something that, like, everybody on the outside looking in would say, yeah, what you're doing is exactly the right thing, or you're doing this thing exactly the right way. But your gut is telling you, something's just a little off here. I'm not handling this just exactly right. It's a really uncomfortable feeling. And it's a really good feeling when you get that, to just kind of slow down, breathe a little bit, allow yourself to feel around like what would feel better. Because what you're doing is not really so far off track. It just needs a little bit of tweaking for it to be just right, Virgos. All right. Next, we are up to Libra. Libra, Libra. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. Okay, Libras, your card for Wednesday, August the 15th is the transformation card. Some kind of transformation is beginning, and you're probably, well, maybe not even beginning, but it's coming to a conscious point where you're noticing it on the 15th. Okay, now this kind of transformation is something that is really deep. We're talking about core values being transformed. So what does Amista mean when she says core values? What I mean is those values that we learned when we were too young to know better. So example, so you know what I'm talking about. You're out walking with your dad in a field, and he takes off running out of the blue, doesn't say anything, and just leaves you there, and you're maybe 4 or 5 years old. Later on, you find out your dad took off running like a maniac because he saw a snake. So what are you going to take away from that? You're going to get a core value that incorporates really quickly. Snakes are not cool, because usually when we're kids, we're thinking dad is like the biggest, baddest thing around. Nothing scares dad. So if a snake scares dad, then we should be scared of snakes. So that's a core value. That's what I mean when I say a core value. It's something that we learn when we're too young to know better. We learn it from watching our parents, our teachers, aunts and uncles, the adults that are around us that are close to us. We watch how they interact with life, and we start to integrate those values into our own core without even really thinking about it, and a lot of times without the people around us realizing it. So this is going to be a core value that's changing, something that you learned by watching other people when you were too little to know better. You know, I like to think that everybody does exactly the best that they know how to do with the tools they have at hand, but the truth of the matter is that a lot of the adults that were around us when we were little kids did not necessarily teach us the best core values. So it looks to me, Libra, like you're coming across one of those core values that was passed along that may not have been the best core value for you, and now you're adjusting that. Now, also, the other thing to know about this card is that this is a process. This takes a while. So when I said earlier that this is something that is going on that you're just becoming aware of, probably didn't start today. You're just becoming aware of it on the 15th. And it's probably not going to be completed on the 15th either. You're still going to have to put some thought and energy behind what you want your new core value to actually be so that it's more beneficial to you. Okay, so that's Libra. That's your baby boy. Okay, so next we have Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios. While I'm shuffling for Scorpios, let me just announce my website. If you would like to book a private reading, a recorded reading, or a Reiki session, all you have to do is check out my website. My website is in the description box below, but I'll just tell you it's www.amista.info, I-N-F-O. There is no .com in my website. That seems to throw people. It's just amista.info. All right. So once you're there, you can see all the services that I offer, and you can also see my contact information. Just get a hold of me and we'll get you scheduled and taken care of quickly. So let's see what kind of card comes up for me and my other fellow Scorpios for Wednesday, August 15th. What we have is the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles means we're going to be tightening up our belts financially, or we could be feeling like outsiders in some kind of social situation, whether it's like from maybe a romantic partner makes us feel this way, or a group of friends makes us feel this way. Family can make us feel this way. Going to be feeling like an outsider, Scorpios. All right. Next, we're going to look at Sagittarius. You're funny, Tammy Bambi. My Libra baby boy has two baby boys of his own. Sagittarius for Wednesday, August the 15th. What shall come up for you? For you. Curiosity is driving you, by the way, Sagittarius, on Wednesday. Curiosity is driving you to check some things out. We do have somebody that you're interacting with here, Sagittarius. This is somebody who normally is very logical, calm, mellow, doesn't really, well, they don't have to be mellow, but they don't express a lot of emotion. They may be go, 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 but they normally don't express a lot of emotion. When you're interacting with them on Wednesday, they're throwing a fit. They're throwing a big old honking grown-up version of a 3-year-old fit. I'll be surprised if you don't see them kicking their feet on the floor. They're throwing a fit, and they are a grown-up. When it's a king, that's a grown-up. Okay. All right, so that's somebody Sagittarius is interacting with. Right? You may be even adding on to and improving those. When the dog's mama. You know what'll change your core values really quickly, right? This card comes in really quickly for somebody that's in basic training with the military. All right, let's look next at Capricorn for Wednesday, August the 15th. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. Okay, Capricorn. Wow, you guys have a fantastic card. This is literally my happiness card. You are going to be doing things that make you happy. People around you may be saying things that make you happy. You're going to be finding your happiness on Wednesday, Capricorn. Or maybe your happiness is going to be overtaking you. I kind of think happiness is an inside job. I think we find it. There you go, Willie Dog's mama. Alrighty, so Aquarius. You're up next, my dears. 8:15, Wednesday, August the 15th. La da 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 da, la da da da. La da 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 da. All right, Aquarius. Oh, yummy. You guys have a fantastic card. This is the Strength card. This is telling me that you are feeling very comfortable in your own skin. I'm also being drawn to the number 8 on this card, which normally I'm not. But the number 8 is telling me that you have built some kind of foundation and now you're building onto it. I have to kind of think that that has to do with your self-esteem. Like you have started in a good foundation on your self-esteem and now you're adding to. There were some things that nobody could tear down. Now you're adding to those things that nobody could tear down about your self-esteem. Just being very comfortable in your own skin and getting even more so. Good for you, Aquarius. And not in an arrogant way. Not when that card is right side up. That's a good card. La da da da. That's your life path number? Mine's a 9. La da 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 da. Quite welcome, Carrie. Up next is Pisces for Wednesday, August the 15th. Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. When I think about Pisces, a lot of times I think about Dory. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming. All right, Pisces. Okay, so you guys have the 10 of Swords showing up, Pisces. 10 of Swords is just telling me that you have a situation that is coming to an end. It's probably been an argument or a dispute, or maybe even a long-standing tension that is no longer sucking away your energy. Yay. Really doesn't matter if you won or lost with this, if it's a dispute. You're just, whenever this 10 of Swords comes up, you're just relieved that whatever this is finally done. You don't have to put any more energy into it. Okay? So that's what we have for Pisces for Wednesday. You're quite welcome, Sophie. What sign are you, Sophie? Are you Pisces? La-da-da. Thank you guys for the thumbs ups. I do appreciate those. Thank you, those of you who have shared this video. I appreciate that as well. Well, I'm waiting for Sophie to tell me what sign she is. Maybe I'll just pull a card for me just for giggles. You're quite welcome, Willie Dog's mama. Trying to pick my deck. 3 decks want to talk to me. I guess I'm going to pull 3 cards. So, Sophie, what sign are you, my dear? La da da da. There may be a delay on her line, so we'll see. One time I did this, I had 5 decks of cards on my table, and I pulled a card from each deck, and 2 of them showed me tower cards. And those cards were right. There was 2 different towers that came up within about a week. I kind of quit pulling cards so much for myself after that. Go figure. Oh dear. I may roll my eyes when I'm thinking about this. Maybe Sophie isn't in the room anymore. La da 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 da, la da da. Maybe waiting on her for no particular reason. Okay, so here's what I got. 4 of Wands. This means reconnecting with somebody coming into the nest. 6 of Cups in reverse. This could be a clue about who might be reconnecting or coming back into the nest. 6 of Cups in reverse means I won't be so thrilled about this situation. 7 of Stones, healing. I'll probably be doing a Reiki session for somebody. 8 of Coins, work. Yeah. I would say between these 2, that's probably doing a Reiki session. This is probably an ex coming back that I won't be too thrilled to see. I don't see Sophie Hess, so I guess Sophie is not in the room anymore. Too bad. I was curious what sign she was. All right. Well, thank you everybody for keeping me company here today. I certainly do appreciate it. Everyone have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you guys the next time. Peace out.